Alright, welcome back to my channel, and today I actually want to talk about mobile phones on 1688. Yes, mobile phones on 1688. A whole lot of people have been actually asking me, sending me link. For those of them actually that I do procurement for, they have been actually sending me link to help them buy items from mobile phones from 1688. And one of the things most of these people don't actually understand about 1688 and other products. Yes, you get items at a quite cheaper rate on 1688, but when it comes to mobile phones and especially mobile phones, which I'm going to talk about today, you need to consider a few things. Okay, before you actually buy any phone on 1688, first of all, you need to do the following. You need to do one thing. All right, you need to do one thing. You need to chat the seller and find out one important information about the phone. All right, but before I go into that fully, in case you're coming across my channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe and also click on the notification button so you can always get notification each time I drop a new video. All right, and also don't forget to like and share to your friends. All right, so before you actually buy any phone on 1688, this is 1688 platform here. Okay, for example, you want to buy, let's say you want to buy let's say Xiaomi phone. All right, Xiaomi, you type here, you go to the platform here, you type Xiaomi Redmi phones. All right, you just search. All right, you just search. Now when you search, you see that some of these phones are quite cheaper on 1688. Yes, you get quite cheaper cheap phones on 1688. All right, like for example, let me show you. I don't know if I'll let me just show you something. Once this page opens, I'm going to show you something. Okay, these are accessories. These are actually accessories. This is not what I want to see, but let me scroll down and see if I will get to where I will get real phones. Okay, let me scroll down to see if I will get to where I will get real phones. Okay, or let me just type don't worry, or let me just type mobile phones. Okay, that will really help us to understand the point I want to make. Okay, mobile phones. Okay, Android phone. I just select Android phones. Okay, so when you search for Android phones on 1688, you are going to see a whole lot of phones, a whole lot of Android mobile phones with high capacity. Sometimes you see the ones of 8 gig, 128, and they are quite cheap. Quite cheap. Like you can see this 8 gig plus 128 gig. You can see 10 core. You can see the camera 13 plus 18 megapixels. You see the power, what do you call it? The battery capacity. You can see that. Now you scroll down, you see a whole lot of other ones too, probably within that same range. Okay, see quite cheap phones on 1688. All right, now let's go back to this first one on the list here. Let's click here. For example, this phone you are seeing here, and I know a whole lot of persons that have been sending me this kind of images, this kind of links to actually help them buy them and bring them to Nigeria. But I keep telling them, you can see the price here. If you convert this price now, to the current rate now, this should not be more than 20,000 naira. This should not be more than 20,000 naira. Okay, and you can see the phone features here: 8 gig, 128 gig, 13 plus 18 megapixels of camera, and 4000 mAh of battery capacity. Okay, now one of the things most people don't understand is these products are Chinese brand phones. These are Chinese brand phones. What do I mean by Chinese brand phone? These are products made for the Chinese market. If you buy this product at this cheap price and bring it to Nigeria, you end up being frustrated because there are some applications that would not work with this phone, especially Google applications. I've actually imported these phones for some clients, which they ended up regretting ever buying some of them. Okay, and you see, these are some of the, you can see 8 gig RAM, blah blah blah, and all that. Yes, they look so attractive, they look so cheap, they look so cool, but believe you me, these products have these phones have issues. When you bring them here, because they are Chinese brand product and they do not accept Google applications, you can't enjoy this phone. You can't enjoy this phone. Okay, and also the 8 gig and 128 gig you are seeing here most times are not full capacity. In the Chinese market here, they have what they call partial capacity and they have what they call the full capacities. For those of you that have been buying a memory card and power banks and batteries, will understand what I mean, because if you are buying anything like power bank, memory card, you need to first of all chat up with the sellers to know if it's full capacity you are seeing there or partial capacity. So most times some of these phones are not exactly what they appear to be. Okay, sometimes you see phone of 8 gig, whereas the real capacity is 1 gig or 2 gig, and sometimes too the 32 gig memory, 128 gig memory you are seeing here, the real capacity could be 32 or even 64, the real capacity. And you buy these phones thinking that, oh, I have 128 gig. By the time you download 10 movies into the phone, they will tell you no space. I am speaking out of experience. We've bought these phones for clients and he just downloaded few videos and few music and there was no space again. He could not download some apps, he could not access Google applications like your Play Store, and to download some apps, some Google applications could not work with the phone. And so the young man became frustrated and we had to write to the seller, and the seller said that they were not informed that these phones were going out of China, that the phones are for Chinese market, not for international market. So let me show you an example of something you need to also check out for on this Aliexpress. For example, you want to buy let me say Xiaomi, that's Redmi phone. Okay, Redmi, let me say Note 7, for example. Let me just say any Redmi product that shows up. I'm going to show you something that you will see, probably you will know what I'm actually trying to say. Okay, all right, I didn't get what I want exactly, but let me do another search. Redmi, right? Redmi phones, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. Okay, now if you look at this phone here, you can see here, what do you see here? You see global version. You can see global version, you can see global version, you can see global version, you can see global version. Now this is to tell you that this brand of Redmi Xiaomi phones are global version, the one you can use in Nigeria, you can use in your own country, that accepts Google applications, that can download everything you want to use the phone to do. Okay, but the ones you see here are not global version. These are Chinese versions of the phones. And of course, if you have been buying phones from China, you will know that Chinese phones don't access Google applications, so you end up being frustrated using these phones. Okay, now on AliExpress, you see their prices, you see their shipping fees. They will be quite expensive, more than quite high in price value compared to what you see in 1688. So most times when people send me link, they're like, it's quite cheaper on 1688. I want to buy it from 1688. And when I try to explain to them that there are differences between these things, this one is Chinese version, this one is global version, the price can be the same. Some of them don't understand. So before you buy any phone on 1688, please chat the seller to find out if the phone you want to buy is a global version or is a Chinese version. Okay, for those of you shipping outside of China that you want to use it in your country, okay, so you have to find out if it's a global version or a Chinese version. So that is actually how what you need to do before you can actually say I want to buy phone from 1688. All right, so like I said, also the capacities, and also find out, number two, when you find out if the phone is a global version, find out if the capacities are full capacity, like the RAM, the memory, and the battery, if they are full capacity or partial capacity. You need to find out these two things, okay, before you can make your decision whether to buy the phone on 1688 or not. Okay, once again, in case you are coming across my channel for the first time, please don't forget to hit the notification button. Just click the subscription button, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you can always get notification each time I drop a new video. So what will I